After is we're building the basics for preparedness. Once you have these basics, then you can build upon them no matter what direction you want to go. As you see here, preparedness is not an event, it's a lifestyle. I'm not preparing, how many remember Y2K? Okay, I think we prepared a closet full of canned goods and a water, didn't know what I was doing, but thought it was cool, you know, or whatever. But it was an event, and I see this all the time. We see people they're looking for hurricanes, or they're looking for an EMP or doomsday. That's not what we're after. We're after basic living. This is what we're after. Guys, come on in. We can actually bring some more chairs if you want. Well, thank you. Yeah, we're going to get a little crowded. Like I said, we're going to move to a bigger room next month. What's up, my friend? Awesome, buddy. How are you? Good. Now, we've been doing this just to reach out to the community. Dayton has had nothing that I know of. I know we have small pockets of groups that are here, but nothing in a larger form. And what we're trying to build is a community here. We have doctors, we have nurses, we have, like I said, a chef in the group that's going to teach us how to do preparedness food to make it better than what it is. How many have seen those vacuum sealed bags that you can buy? Those things have so much sodium in them. You would not believe how much sodium those things have. Now, don't get me wrong, they have their place, but can we curve that a little bit? Well, we can by buying one regular can at a time instead of buying all the bags, because we're going to try to get you to prep as cheap as you can. How many like to save money? Okay, if you get on our Facebook page, we can actually show you how to save a lot of money, especially couponing, things like that. Just to give you an example, you'll see this, but I have to tell this. It's a great story. I got a coupon from the website. They turned around. It was for $2 off. I'm a Coke person. Love Coca-Cola. What's going on, Sarge?
Sorry.
You're fine. Take your stuff. I'll put it over there, buddy. You know what? Why don't you grab you a chair and sit on the end there? I may use you. Just grab an empty one out of the middle there or whatever. Have them hand it to you. But I got a coupon from a website. It's called shopforfree.com, and you can get it. It's linked to us. I got a $2 off coupon. Well, Walmart has in their policies that they will match any coupon whether you have it or you don't. They'll match it. All you've got to do is tell them when you come in to check out. Well, Kroger's was running buy 4 cases for $12. So that was $3 a case. So I told them Kroger's was running that sale, so they marked them down, $3 a case. Then I handed them my $2 coupons. I ended up with 60 cases of Coke for $60. You tell me. My wife and I, she hates dental floss now because I have dental floss coming out the ears because I get it for free. They run a coupon for $1 off, they're 98 cents. How could I not? What's that?
It's versatile.
Yeah, it is. Dental floss, believe it or not, can be used in a lot of...
Place the thread out in the field.
Yep. Sewing up wounds for thread, things like that. Dental floss has a big place. So these are all different things that we're teaching. So this is what we're after. Starting people out, getting them going, things like that. If you have any questions, you can actually email us. Like I said, give me a call. You've got my cell phone number there. It goes directly to me. So guys, this is what we're after. We're wanting Dayton prepared. Okay, one of the easiest examples, look at the tornado in Vandalia. We had 10 families that were refugees that stayed at our church at Living Word. They were there, some of them were there for the longest for 7 days. Some of them were only there for 3 or 4 till they could find family members. But all they could grab was the shirts on their back. They could grab the coats, everything else. What about their information? What if they had to have medication? You tell me. Once your prescription's fulfilled, you can't back it up. You've got to wait 30 days before you get it. So these are all some of the things we're after the normal, everyday life. Okay? So what we're going to talk about, I want to tell you thank you first. All the new folks here, thank you for coming. Now, who's my RN here? And I forget your name, hon.
Deb.
What was that? Deb, we're so glad to have you. Deb called me, about a week or so ago? I was actually here at Gator Mountain doing some shopping. And Deb said that they'd had a small group that was meeting over at their church and they wanted to come join us. So we want to welcome them today. Whoever came with them, thank you so much for coming out. Like I've told everybody else, we're going to be moving this location to Living Word. We actually have a room that'll hold 125 people. So we're going to be more comfortable. You're not going to be shoulder to shoulder, things like that. So.
Now, where's that located in Dave? Is that right there on National?
Yes, it's actually 200 Castle Road. And I'll send you all an email if you've wrote down. Now, how many new people have not filled out our survey? Did you guys get a survey? Okay, we're going to pass out some let me see here. You know what? Is Kat still in here? She must have stayed. Oh, she went to go get some more chairs. Okay, we want to get a survey to you. That way you can put down your name, address, things like that. Nothing is sold. We keep everything in-house, but this way we can communicate with you. We're on Facebook, things like that. So these guys have already heard this morning, or this afternoon. Also, too, we've been doing Bill Goodman's Gun and Knife Show. Now, what we're offering there, we've been blessed. Somebody has approached us with barrels and buckets. They're donating them to us. And then what we sell, proceeds go to buying these things. We've been buying banners such as that. I've even had gun stores ask us if we put a banner up in there because there's nothing around like this. So we're actually reaching out to the community. There is also too with Lisa, we're going to, our special guest, she's coming. Lisa actually has a program where she meets the needs of women in Africa. And it's for feminine hygiene. I know, fellas, you're not going to want to hear this, but it is a natural thing. But these women are laid up in that time. They can't go to work for a week. They're actually considered unclean in the country. Well, they've developed feminine hygiene that is actually washable and renewable. And they're hand sewn. She's going to present it tonight. And we're actually, we're going to donate $150 to go towards this so that they can start making them, sending them. Guys, she's bringing more chairs. This is Lisa and Nick. This is my chef. This is my herbalist here. Survivalist. Come on up, honey. Come on up. Sorry. No, you're fine. You're fine. They helped us at the gun show too. And I want to thank all of those. Gus isn't here. Gus was sick today. But Don, let's see, Mitch, he's helped us. They donated their time at the gun show today to help us to raise money for what we're doing. So also too, don't forget the Columber Prepper Fest. That's a big thing. Did you bring the examples for the hygiene? You weren't prepared, were you?
No.
That's fine. Then we'll bring them next month. We'll actually introduce them next month then. You're fine. No, it's your deal, not mine. No, it's fine. Also too, this is a free class, but guys, we need donations, and it doesn't have to be much, but to cover the printing costs, things like that, I've got a donation box. We'll actually put it on this here. If you could, before you leave a couple bucks or something. That way we're covering the printing cost. It costs 10 cents a side to print. That's how much it's went up. So to pass these out, to you guys, we really need your participation. So Kathy went to go get some more chairs. We're right there. Guys, if we can, scoot in the middle if you can, please. Just so we can get maybe an outer edge or whatever. Thank you. I'm sorry. That's why I wrote the email. We're going to be packed today. Here we go. Some more chairs. Awesome. We can actually put two over here if you want.
Is that suitable for someone?
Yeah. So we've got actually hold 125 people. And then we may have another lodge, so. Okay, we'll see you next week. I want to introduce Lisa. This is Lisa Bennett. Lisa, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I'm going to have to hold the mic up because we only have one.
Okay, well, I used to teach wilderness survival to Army cadets years ago. I'm a practicing herbalist and Reiki practitioner. And for those of you who don't know what Reiki is, it's a form of energetic healing, kind of like Qigong, only it's more hands-on. I've been interested in prepping since I was a kid, although I didn't know that that's what it was. I went through a bad hurricane. I used to live in Massachusetts. And long story short, my parents were not prepared, and we had like the worst 2 weeks of our life. So after that, I started keeping my bug collection in a little case, a carry case, and I had my favorite toys that I kept ready to go should something like that happen. So and it just kind of evolved from there. And so I've kind of been through some stuff. I've been through a few natural disasters. I lost most of my home in a flood a couple years ago. So, and long story short, but basically being prepared is what saved saved me and my kids. We literally had to survive on the side of a mountain for 2 weeks with no running water, no electricity, no nothing. But we were pretty lucky. So I would encourage everyone to definitely at least think about preparedness and think about what you would do in a disaster and have a plan. That's the biggest, most important thing. Just have a plan. So.
And we're going to work on that plan. You guys, if you look at your notes I've given you, we actually started a year preparedness plan. These are the first installments. Do we have any more papers? We're out of papers. Okay. Okay, yeah, if we can, we'll have one shared up here. Also, too, if you do not have one, I can email it to you. We'll have it on our site. So, but Caleb, I'm having a hard time figuring this thing out here. There we go. What's that? Oh, okay, I guess. Caleb, will this be hot enough? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because this is our year where we're starting. I've got per week. If you will follow this plan. Now, let me ask this. How many seasoned either preppers or survivalists do we have in here? Do we that has been seasoned preppers? Okay, so we're looking maybe 5, 6 people. Okay. And also, too, don't worry. If your face is shown on this camera, you will be blurbed out. So OPSEC is no problem. Okay, you will be, except for this ugly mug, and nobody wants to look at that anyways, okay? So you've got to, don't worry about that. So if we'll try to keep from saying names or faces or things like that, no problem. But if you're not a prepper, you're not a survivalist, this will help you get started. Now those that are, this can still help you, maybe in some areas that you're not used to, but this is going to get you started on a program. And if you'll follow this, it's all not going to happen at one time. This is a lifelong project, what we've got here. It's a lifestyle. You're not going to, don't think of preparedness as 1, 2, 3. I'll buy it, it's done. I'll buy it, it's done. It's a lifestyle. This is what we're after. Okay? So we've asked how many knew what bug out bags were. How many knows what a get home bag is? You don't hear a lot about those. Okay? How many knows what an EDC is? Everyday carry. It's what you carry on you every day. So it's similar to the same thing. You're going to hear different terms. We're going to show different styles of bags, what we have in bags. I love what Lisa has. She showed me show me your size of your little EDC. Ladies?
Wow. Purse.
Ladies, come on. I can't put that in my wallet, but definitely. But come on, guys, we love gear, right? Okay, mine's a little bigger. Well, there you go. So we're going to show different styles. Now, we did a series on our television series about bug out bags too. You're going to see a whole different genre where Mitch and I, we actually brought ours in, he brought his in, things like that. First, I want to show, this is a small bag that I've used. Yeah, this is what we carry. This is a 511 tactical. We're allowed to say names. And guys, they do sell 511 here. I'm just going to tell you that. But you can get it online also. There is a good source that I want to tell you about there at the gun show. He's a good friend of mine. If you'll write this name down, Practical Tactical. I have business cards that we'll pass out later. He's a 511 dealer. Very reasonable price. He can get any AR part out there for you. He's, my Lord, there's just so much he can offer. Some of the best lights. Can you remember the name of it?
PowerTac and O-Light.
Okay, PowerTac and O-Light. How would you like to have a flashlight that did 1,000 lumens?
About 5,000. When I take off and it makes it work.
You can do it. Yeah, 5,000, he's got them. I've seen it. It's a big honking flashlight. These things can light up the night. A lot of our police officers are using them. They're awesome. They have a strobe feature for defense. You want to talk about disorientation? I've got a 200 lumen, and she shined it in my face, and I thought I was blind. It's very, very effective. So you can see his stuff. He's at the gun shows, but there's a lot of good stuff that he's doing. So there's other vendors. I want to keep our business local if we can. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've all got to order from the internet. But I like to touch, feel, and stuff, and that's what Gander Mountain is good for. Cabela's. Some of the gun shops are even carrying more now. I believe Miami Valley Shooting Range is carrying a line of stuff too. Guys, get out there and touch this stuff. Use it. Get out there and look. Like this bag here. When you're looking at bags, you can use a regular backpack if you want to. It's something low cost. My wife, free stuff. I brought in the first meeting that we had. They had logos, they do promo products, and there was a company that changed their logo or whatever. I've got a box full of Band-Aids that'll probably last 10 families for 10 years. But it was free. Okay? How many bags, how many's been to the dollar store or Goodwill? How many's been to Goodwill? You'll see backpacks in there all the time. So if you wanted something small, all of my grandchildren have bug out bags. Every one of them. And I'm buying them Berkey water bottle filters, which we'll show here in a minute. They love it. We've taken them camping, hiking. They carry them things around with them. It's a fun, joyous trip. If you have little ones, guys, you can start them out young. They'll love it. They'll eat it up. So we're going camping this year. We're going to do a lot of different things. Well, you can use a type of bag like this, but I'm going to show you more advanced bags. You're worried about, let's say you have to do a 2-hour trip or a 10-hour trip. Carrying a bag on your back, you don't realize how much, unless you've been in the military or a big hiker, you don't realize how much they weigh. 85-pound rucks, it is not fun. Yes, you will blister, it wears you out. But there are actually some that will harness and they'll actually distribute your weight around your waist. I brought a marine bag that I've bought. It's a used one. It's very good. But then they have other ones too that you can buy that are more normal, like North Face and all these kind of things. They make great bags too. And they're very disguisable. They're not camouflage. You don't stick out like a sore thumb. So this bag here, like I said, was 511 Tactical. It was actually considered a range bag. I had it. I thought, well, I'll just convert it. I'm sure you've got something in your house. If you can't afford something, this was probably around 60 bucks, but you may be able to find it used, whatever, trade with somebody or whatever. But inside my bag is very durable. That's what you want to look for. You don't want to look for something thin material. Okay? Something that's plastic, you want to kind of stay away from them. If that's all you can get, that's fine. Whatever you're going to use, you want to try to make it durable material. You want to have a lot of pockets, things like this. This is simple stuff, and all you seasoned veterans, please hold on, okay? But simple stuff, lots of pockets, Molly gear. How many knows what Molly gear is? Okay, Molly gear is real simple. It's these little pieces of material that have, like you got strands through it. You can actually attach other pieces to this and make it bigger. You can attach your medical kits, anything in these, and it makes it very versatile. You'll see they're all the way around on this one.
There's an ebook I've downloaded on my Kindle. I think it's called Doomsday PC, which talks about Molly. A lot of people were actually really active about using it. You know, guys like me, I was raised old school. We had the old Alice clips, the old LVE.
Sure.
So that's when I started checking into the Molly, and I realized, one, it's easier to put together. You can actually rig it up, set it up for whatever you need. But the best part about it was
Thank you.
it was
Awesome.
actually comfortable. It didn't bind or cut into you like the Alice clip.
What he's saying is they had what was called in the military Alice packs. And what an Alice pack why is she looking at you? When I say old and pack? Why is Lisa looking at you when I say old and pack? Good friends of mine. This is, okay, you take the Molly gear here, and if you want to attach something, straps. And what it does is you would funnel them through, and they would actually attach on. So you can actually add to this pack. You want to try to get Molly on anything that you get.
You can make your own Molly straps on like backpacks or bags that you already have. A lot of your like Joann Fabrics and stuff, they sell straps like that, and you can buy them by the yard. And then what you do is you just sew them on in 1 or 2 inch increments, whatever works for the tools that you have. The nice thing about that is you can reinforce it a lot more than even what's on here. I always recommend for those of you who sew using the very smallest stitch on your machine. And if you're hand sewing, then go like smaller than a quilting stitch. and reinforce it, reinforce it, reinforce it. That's the important thing. But yeah, you can make it for literally pennies a piece, and you can convert an old backpack or just an old bag that you have laying around, even a tool bag. Tool bags are awesome. You know, the old cloth tool
Yep.
bags. Add some MOLLE straps to those, and you've got an awesome pack to carry with you.
I am so glad Lisa's here. So your look at MOLLE will help you add to it, things such as that. All right, when you look at this bag, you'll all have, I don't know, did we have a list also too that we went by? Okay, you guys may have a list. If you don't, I will send it to you. I will send it to you. Actually, can I borrow somebody's list? Because I think I've left mine in there. Go through them. That's where the first class left off. The new guys will just check it all out there. But you'll go through, like I said, this is going to be a life journey here, guys. We actually have 12 months of this. So you're going to have, each one's going to be a different time. Work on it as a team. It's going to take time. It's just going to take time. Okay, so my get home bag, what I did it in code colors, okay? I call it code yellow, code orange, and code red. More military, okay? Where the first one, code yellow, this is stuff that's going to be from the hours of 1 to 3. Okay, let's say you're at work and something happens. The lights go out. Something happens like that. Or let's say they have a power outage or a water main. How many have seen water mains break this week? I've seen tons of them. I've had a lot of places closed because of them. Well, what if you have to leave? Well, what happens if your car's flooded? What do? Call AAA? What if they're busy? What if they say, well, you got to wait 12, 14 hours? I've had that happen before. I've been on the side of the road. I'm victim. Can't call a friend because nobody has a truck like I do. So what do? Well, you walk home. Well, if it only takes you 1 to 3 hours, this is what I call code yellow. I have here, this is a must. This is what they call a boonie hat. Okay, you can have, yes ma'am. Okay, I'm sorry, yes I can. I'm 6'3", I can hold it high. This is what we call a boonie hat. Now you can wear any hat, but you want something with a bill. I see a baseball cap, a lot of baseball caps, that's fine too. But this actually will shade you, and if you have comments, just go in and jump in there. But this will actually shade you all the way around. I love this, it's very lightweight material. I don't know what OR stands for, I'm sure I could look in there. Outdoor research. They do great products because I had a regular military boonie hat and it was very heavy. Made you sweat, everything else. This is very lightweight, breathable material. They also they've got a neck tie here to where you can actually strengthen it up too.
For ladies, if you don't have room, or for those
Look like driving Miss Daisy.
without a hat, I know this is going to sound a little weird, but the underwire in your bra, if you were to take that
I love it.
and just use a piece of like a shopping bag, you know, the plastic grocery bags, just kind of put it over your head, use the underwire and kind of just hold it in place. It works just as well. So you can always
Wow.
improv.
I love it.
It's crazy, but it works.
It's awesome. No, it's awesome. That's right. Another thing is in the front pocket here, well, oh, I'm sorry. I had in another one. I rearranged it here. I was looking at it today. In this pocket here, a bandana. I never get anything that only does one job. That's something you really got to look for. If you can use multiple uses, that's one of the prime candidates that you can put in your bag. This bandana, and it's cute, I should have brought the picture. My grandkids had it when I got their bags. They all had their bandanas on, giving me their strong poses and things like this. This thing could wipe the sweat off your brow. It can actually cover your head. You can actually use it for water filtration. Okay, there you go. Come on, any other ideas? Sling?
For smoke?
Smoke? There you go. Bandage. Anybody else?
Cloth, tear it into strips, use as a tourniquet.
Tourniquet?
Charcloth.
Char cloth. Anybody else?
You can carry something with it.
Yep, you can carry anything. Sling. Guys, these are ideas. I mean, listen, that's what we're all here for. We're here to communicate. Anybody else?
You can also use it to send smoke signals.
Yep, smoke signals, things like that. I think one of the best ones is, even though I have a water filter, you can have water that is muddy or have a lot of debris in it. You don't want that clogging up your filter. Your filter does a great job. So what you do is you put it over your bottle, bring your water through it. That way it gets the big components out, and that way it'll filter out any diseases, things like that, any kind of germs, stuff like that. So multiple uses. Don't look at something. Now there may be some things you have to buy and only have one use. I don't think there is, but you may find your way in there, and that's okay. But look for another way, another source to be able to do what you want it to do. So I've got a bandana here.
Is there a certain kind of bandana that you
No, cotton, yeah. Also too, when you're going, okay, use it as a neck piece too, because when you sweat, it'll keep you cooler. It's another idea, okay? Then you can use it for different things like that. Also too, I've got on my list here, sunscreen. I won't pull that out. Sunglasses. Now, when you choose your sunglasses, now those of you who wear regular prescriptions, it's different for you. But you got to think of, you have to have multiple purposes for these sunglasses. Not only just to shield the sun, but you want to get 3M sunglasses because they will repel a shell. So if you fire a weapon and it comes into your face, it will not crack on you. I use their, you can go to a lot of the gun shops here, things like that. Make sure they are for firearms. Because guys, there's nothing like seeing a pair of glasses shatter.
Like
From
safety
glass, yeah, they're a safety glass, yes.
Okay, 3M is manufacturer though. It's ANSI, ANSI, and ASTM are the standards that you look for.
Okay, for the viewers out there, it's what now?
ANSI, ANSI, or ASTM.
Okay.
To the
ANSI, yeah, they're safety ratings. So look for ANSI and
ASTM.
ASTN, yes.
Sometimes they have those on sale at like Lowe's.
Yep.
for people,
Yeah.
Because I'm a construction worker,
Mhm.
there's a requirements on the job site is safety glasses.
Okay.
If you work outside, they do have the tinted ones.
Okay.
For that, so.
Lowe's. He said go to Lowe's. They'll run specials on them, things like that. And it's amazing. You don't have to pay $20 for these or $30 for these. You can buy them for $9.99. And that's what I go as cheap as possible. Now you want quality. So make sure they're quality. But as long as they have those ratings, I've seen 3M, that was just, he said the manufacturer, which makes sense. But you want something that will repel a shell. Plus also too, it's going to do sun blockage. So then I've got here a dust mask, which my bandana will replace that. So if I need a dust mask, if anybody has any questions too, raise your hand. That's what we're here for, open forum, if you want something to say. Also too, I love this. Keith, you're going to love this. I can say Keith's name because he's wanted by the FBI anyways, it's all right. Okay, don't tell nobody, I'll keep it hid. This is a old style poncho, military, okay? Sorry, holding it up. Military poncho. You can use, and my grandsons, I told them they carry a trash bag in their bug out bags. A trash bag can do a multitude of things, but it can also be a poncho. Cut out holes in the side, cut out the head and the top, they can put it right over them. They've had to do it for baseball games right at the spur of the moment when it busted out, okay? But it's not durable, but you can use it in a tight pinch. This here is a military grade poncho. You can still get these too. This camo is what they call woodland. It's an old style camo, but one thing I love about this is not only is it a poncho, but you have these grommets. You can make a shelter, tarp, tent. Now it's very small, very compact, but you can do it. You can put leaves underneath you to have a soft, or carry another little small tarp to put underneath you. You can sleep the whole night. You can even sleep in it standing up, or sitting up, I should say. If it's full of rain, things like that, you're not worried about it. Now, if you're making a tent, take a rubber band, close the top. You can actually pin this to a tree, and then take a couple sticks, if you don't have stakes, if you've got a small bag, pin this to a tree, wire it out as a V, you've got a small tent that's going to deflect for the night. Yes, you can.
If you don't have a rubber band, he's got one of these little pull cords here.
Yep.
You can pull that tight and then tie it around itself. Pull the strings out or just kind of loop it around. So once again, improvise.
That's exactly right. So this is a great thing. You can pick these up and you may want to write, it's on your CD. If you did not get a CD from me, I can email it to you. Just make sure you fill out our survey request and we can actually email it to you. All right?
Where do you buy that?
You can get this at us.cav. us.cav. You guys want to sit over here on the table? Don? us.cav, C-A-V. But it will be on your CD or when I email it to you. I'm giving these websites to you guys so it makes it real easy. Don, why don't you come on over? Come on. You guys can sit right over here. Guys, I appreciate you bearing with us. We've had, man, you are all access today, aren't you? Mercy. He helped us at the gun show today. So we've got the poncho here. Now, what I've got listed is a first aid kit. This is not an elaborate first aid. This is a bare bones basic needs first aid kit. Band-Aids, maybe a small gauze. I can pull it out here if I can find it, yep, right here. What I'm going to do, it's Johnson & Johnson. You can buy it at any store. You got it? Great minds think alike. Johnson & Johnson. Real easy. You got alcohol prep pads. This is to clean a small cut. The worst thing you want is an infection when you're on a run or trying to get back home. The worst thing. This will clean them up. It's got 2 or 3 in here. Then you've got hand cleaning wipes to make the wound clean there. Also too, a few Band-Aids. Just simple stuff. This is just to get home. Yes?
The one thing you'd want to put in that, I've noticed they don't carry some moleskin. Get a couple small pieces.
Got your back. You guys are going to make a 3 to 10, 12-hour walk. You're going to need this because you're going to get blisters on your feet. This moleskin, and I will say now, my RN will tell you, she will tell you that this will save your feet. Because if you get a blister, something like that, you can put it over top. What's that? Yeah.
I don't have that problem.
If you haven't noticed yet, Lisa does not wear shoes. Nick does not wear shoes. Where you at, Nick? Okay. He doesn't paint his toenails pink, but it's okay. All right? These guys, I was out in the freezing cold and I looked down and said, you guys are nuts. I said, no, this is just a lifestyle. We love it. They go with no shoes, snow, rain, sleet, or snow. So you can ask them about that later. But yeah, guys, these are Band-Aids. And then I've got a small gauze pad. Now think about this. You buy this, you can customize it. Put your moleskin in. You may want something different. Anything you can think differently.
I like to keep some salt. Because salt, if you mix it with a little bit of water, is a natural antiseptic. And it's great for keeping wounds clean, more so than alcohol, because alcohol tends to dry out your tissues and stuff, whereas the salt water kind of is a little more gentle. Salt is also something that's really hard to find in nature. So if you get stuck outside for any length of time, your body does require a small amount of salt every day, so it's important to replenish that. So even though you may have fresh drinking water, if you don't have salt, you can still start having some problems. So it's always good to have a little bit of salt in your first aid kit, and sugar if you know somebody who is diabetic.
There we go.
So,
Yes.
Because if you have any amount of hiking to do,
Yes.
you will get cramps.
Yes. Yes.
What about sugar for clotting wounds?
I think
He
she
said,
might
what
be better
about
qualified. I've never
sugar
heard of
for
sugar.
clotting wounds? Have you heard anything like that?
Very well.
Won't work very well.
It's been tried.
Has it? Yes, sir.
Cayenne pepper.
I'm a barber by trade, and my little kid, I carry septic powder. Everybody can get it.
Septic powder.
It's like if I nick somebody,
Uh-huh.
you put it on there and it clots it up.
Okay.
So it's up real quick.
For our internet viewers, he was talking about septic powder. It will actually help close smaller wounds, things like that. So that's a great idea. I never knew.
For sealing?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
For sealing small wounds, if you want to carry a small tube of super glue,
Yeah, that's what I
it was
like.
originally developed for the military anyway. Just make sure that you clean the wound thoroughly before you put the super glue on there, because once you glue it shut, you're sealing in whatever bacteria may
Yes.
be in the area. So, but to
Sometimes
get you
wounds are-
to
I'm
and
sorry.
from,
No, go ahead. You're go ahead.
to get you to, a medical facility, if it's bad enough, super glue will work. So-
We're going to talk about medicine too and wounds. Some wounds are better left open.
Yes.
Some wounds are better left open, and we're going to bring in some specialists for that to be able to teach. We even have our own CPR representative that can actually teach and certify. So that's a great additive. We'll be able to teach, and if you want certification, we're going to have a class where we'll have to have a fee for that because what is the fee for it now? Yeah, like $35 just for the certification if you want that. You don't have to have that. You can know and not be certified. It just costs more. So, but we're going to keep it as low as we can. I've always wanted to know or to be certified as CPR, so it's going to be a great time. We're going to work on the schedule this year. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to mention one thing before it's run. Make sure you keep your vaccinate, or if you believe in them, but like your tetanus.
Vaccinations?
Make sure you keep it up to date, guys,
Yep.
because boy, those, honestly, every 5 years, if you're really looking into this, just because of the risks. A lot of those are kind of iffy, but the tetanus one's a big deal.
Keep up on your vaccinations. That's what she's saying, guys. Yeah, definitely. Also, too, talk to your doctor. If you have a special medication that you rely on, whether it's doomsday or not, if you have a power outage and you can't get there, you may need extra medication. Talk to them about a 90-day prescription. They'll do that sometimes. If they know you're honest and you're not abusing the narcotic or whatever, we've talked to our doctors and he's done that before. So now your insurance may be a different problem. You may have to pay cash for this because after the 30 days, you may have to, but it's well worth it. And the first class you'll get online, Facebook again, I'm sorry to keep pushing this, but this is where we have all of our information about. I have from FEMA paperwork that says medication that is in a powder form or pill hardened form will last. They said they did a study of 50 years, a study they'd tested medication, they were good to 95%. But if you have liquid, you only lost half, 50%. So you could double up on a dosage even if you had that. So that's something too. Don't throw away your medication. Save it. It's been proven. FEMA did all the testing on it. What they did is went to their vault because they store up for so long, went to their vault, tested all their medication to see what was. So guys, please don't throw this stuff away. You're going to need this. So for special medication, anything else? Go ahead.
The one thing you might want to look into also is start studying your herbs. Learn your herbal medicine.
Not pot.
I didn't even do that. Yeah, not that stuff.
Colorado.
But seriously, you will probably have spices and herbs in your kitchen
Yep.
right now that you can use in a pinch that will work just as good, if not better, than the stuff that's in the store. Good example, really quick, cloves. You get a toothache, you get a wound that hurts real bad, put a little bit of, you make like a clove tea, whole cloves, or even just the ground cloves. Just, if you have a toothache, you can just pack it right in there and it will numb it. Clove is a natural analgesic as well as an antiseptic. So if you make a clove tea, not only will it, if you have a throat infection, say for example, it'll not only numb the pain, but it'll also help clear up the infection as well. So, try and, educate yourself on things that you have in your home that you can use if something happens and you can't get regular medicines or, simple remedies that you would normally buy at like CVS or whatever. So. I can, sure.
Yeah. What you'll do is fill out that survey and you'll tell us what you want if you wanted something specific. Here, after the first aid. Now, a knife. Now, this is not a survival knife. This is just a regular knife. How many have, what are they? The Swiss Army knives. How many have those? Man, those have everything. Man, almost everybody. Wow. I don't have one of those. My grandson had one before I did. Swiss Army knife is it looks like a red knife. You'll see it across, and it's got multiple things in it. I mean, you name it.
What's the best kind of knife for someone like me? Because I had a Swiss Army knife. See that?
It cut you.
I cut myself on those. I don't.
Oh, it's hard to get open.
Which was a good thing because you gave it.
Then you got it, yes.
But is there?
Yes, he's holding up. Once you stand up, just hold it up there. Corkscrew, you name it.
Screwdriver.
Okay.
They're not very sturdy though, so
Right.
like she was saying, you want to be really
Yep.
super careful if you have to use them for anything more than just cleaning your fingernails.
Right. Well, okay. And she says, I guess I could, yes. How many have equipment and have never used it? Come on, be honest. Y'all a bunch of liars who didn't raise your hands.
Does a gun count?
Does a gun count? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm teasing. I'm just teasing. We all have equipment that we have bought, we've not used. Did you have a comment? Oh, okay. No problem. That's all right. I thought he's raising his hand. We've all had equipment that we bought that was really cool on the shelf, and never took it out and used it. Let me tell you something. If the crap hits the fan, you try to use the new piece of equipment, it will not get done. You've got too much stress involved. You've got too many other things that are going to be out there. You will not be able to use that piece. This is what we're after. You guys need to practice with your stuff. We're going to be doing outdoor training. We're looking at survival in that end. You bring your stuff. We want you to use what you got, not what we have, but what you got. That way you can practice. And guys, safety, especially with a knife, be very, very safe. Now this is a multi-tool, which we'll get into, but Don just gave me his. It's a Leatherman. It's awesome. You got a set of pliers. You've got screwdrivers. Sorry, I just remembered. You got a saw. Tell them all the different ones, Don.
There's a Phillips and regular screwdriver.
It's called a Leatherman.
Good, but they're expensive.
Yes, but they have generic Leathermans. They have generics that are less expensive. Yes, sir.
Myers, they have multi-tools for like $20.
$20, Myers.
Craftsman, $29.
$29, Craftsman. Guys, that's what I'm saying. You can find your deals. I think Harbor Freight, the only thing is with Harbor Freight, I'd be very careful because a lot of their stuff is a little on the cheap side. Even though it's a good deal, Don said it, it's made out of sheet metal. You know, it may be good for a one-day fix, but to use it, no, not going to happen.
My wife bought me one, small one, but inside the case is also an adapter. One of the devices I can pop out, slide an adapter in,
Oh.
screwdriver bits.
Okay. He's got one that has adapters, screwdrivers. Yes, sir.
In one of the prep books I was going through, they had a U.S. Marine. Said he got shot in the hand and he found that the Leatherman was too hard to open with one hand.
Okay.
And he recommended another brand.
Okay. If you would send that to me, and we'll email that out.
Is that the one Gerber?
Gerber, is it? Gerber. Okay.
This one opens with one hand. Charade makes lots of.
Charade. Yes, sir.
The one that I've got is the Gerber, and it's got real easy flips on the side, and it's real easy to get open.
Okay. Frank, what was yours again? Craftsman. He was showing it opens with one. Okay. So you may want to check those out. Guys, investigate. Don't just buy the first thing you see on the table. And we're giving you our opinion. This is all our opinion. You may find something that works for you better. But I know that it's like Post-it note. Who's heard the word Post-it note? There are all kinds of different Post-it notes, but they were the first on the market, just like Leatherman. They're the quote icon of it. So you can find, and they're coming out with more and more. I've seen some that were actually had where you couldn't be electrocuted from them if you touched something. They were insulated. Yeah, they were more expensive, but it was really cool. So thank you, Don. So we've got what a knife is. Okay, we're talking about a small knife. All right, you can use what we talked about, the Swiss Army knife. This is what I carry, my EDC, everyday carry. I carry this on me. This is by Cold Steel. It's a smaller blade, okay? This is guaranteed for life. Now, it was a little pricey. It was $60. Cold Steel, S-T-E-E-L. And the name of this one is Code 4. It's very thin. I love it because it slips right into my pocket. Here, since you're the knife cutter, I'm gonna let you feel that. Hold that handle.
Nice knife.
It is.
You could do a lot.
Super light. If you guys want to check it out, I can pass it around. You can check it out, look at it. Just you can buy it from multiple stores, but I bought this at the gun show. But you can look on and you'll show you websites. If anybody wants to see this, you can come up here and look at it later on. But that's my everyday carry. I carry that on. Now these, I can't show you my pants because they're down here, okay? So you have to take my word for it because you do not. See, I'm gonna get it back from Keith now too. Okay. I walked into that one. These are 5'11" tactical pants. Yes, sir. Right here. This is I forgot. I didn't see you come in. This is a dealer right here, guys. You want a great deal. He carries survival gear. This is what we want to sponsor. This is one of our dealers from the gun show. What you need to do. Yep. Come up here. What we'll do is whoever wants to talk to him, I'll have him come up here after the class. Just don't forget. You guys will come up, and we're actually going to show some of our products when we go to our next venue because I want to give Gander their due because they're letting us have this room. But we're actually going to show some of the different vendors bring their products in. But this is an incredible knife. Stays sharp. It's easy to sharpen. But look at these. Cold Steel makes one. What's some of the other names?
I've got Spring Assist, Smith & Wesson.
Smith & Wesson.
Benchmade, Mora.
There you go. Moras are really, and they're very inexpensive. Moras are. Yeah. Gerber. Yeah, Gerber, love that. So you've got all kinds of knives, but ladies, we can show you some of the easier ones that we like. Yes?
Could you say something quickly about the difference between lock blade and non-lock blade?
I am not a blade expert. My blade expert's back there. You want to tell them? The difference between a lock blade and a non-lock blade, is there a major difference besides just locking?
Just a locking mechanism. This one has a locking mechanism on it inside here. Sometimes a non-locking knife, if you
Bring this out. It's free floating, okay? It'll come here. It locks into place to where you cannot come back. Like if you were cutting something or you hit a tree and it would come back, if it didn't have a lock on it, it'd come back on your fingers. Okay? Yeah, you may lose a few or two. So with this here, it's got a little mechanism here. You push this down and it releases it so it could go back in. That is a major difference. Now, why would you use not a lock blade and an unlocked blade? Why would you do that? Would use one? Okay. It doesn't pull out of you. I knew I'd get a laugh out of him.
Or your purse.
Yes, or your purse. Yeah, when you think about it, if you had a knife that popped out on you and you reached into your purse, you may pull it out with the blood all over your hands. So you want to be careful of that. So yeah, well, you guys can come up here. Anything we've got, you can look at, touch, feel, whatever. So this is my knife, and I carry this on me. You can't see it in the back, but there's actually pockets. These are 5'11" pants. Yes, ma'am.
How do we know what's legal to carry and what's not?
in Dayton it's 4 inches.
The man knows, 4 inches.
Sometimes down towards.
Well, you would have known that too.
6 inches in Ohio.
6 inches. Yeah, he's saying 6 inches for Ohio. This is our sergeant from the Dayton Police Department. Let's give him a hand.
Is that total overall, or is that just blade itself?
It's blade.
Blade itself.
Is there a restriction on mechanism as far as auto or spring assist?
Basically, if it closes on its own, no, you can't have it. But if it's just an open feature, then yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
The knife that closed on its own is called double action.
Double action. Close. Okay. Is it like a switchblade? Is that what it is? Okay. I'm old timer, guys. Sorry. So switchblade. You can tell I got in trouble as a kid. Okay. Now, who went to Sam's Club and got the good deal on the flashlights? Anybody go? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3, 4. Guys, you missed it because somebody watched my video. They're gone. This is a 200 lumen flashlight. Sam's had this, and this is I would recommend nothing less than 200 lumens. I thought this was the greatest thing until I seen what John had at Practical Tactical. Okay. When you go to 700 lumens, 1,000 lumens, 1,500 lumens, it's like a spotlight. But if I can have you turn those lights, Caleb, is that okay if we turn off the lights? All right. Look here, guys. This is this little small light. On 3, this is half power. This is full power. Look at this. Okay? Now, this is the defense mechanism. You put that in somebody's face, they're going down. You can turn it back on. Can't get this anymore. Well, you may be at another Sam's. I only checked the one down at Miller Lane. They had a 2-pack of these, and they had a mini light, which is incredible. My wife will tell you she loves $20. $20. When I told John about it, he says, man, I might buy those for giveaways. Okay? They may bring them back this summer. They had them forever, so I don't know. They didn't go as fast because I really don't think people knew what they were. You may want to check the Sam's in Beaver Creek, or no, I checked the one in Centerville. I try to keep an eye on it. So you guys bought them out. But these are some of the things. But we've got a dealer that can actually get you a great deal. The one for, was it 700 lumens? He wanted 125. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but these are rechargeable. You can actually, yes.
I have the 200s for right around $30.
There you go, $30. Sam's can buy more bulk, so you can get them from him for $30.
I bought a Streamline rechargeable through Galls. It was like $100.
Streamline, yeah, for 100.
It's about 1,000.
There you go, 1,000 watts for $100. Guys, stuff is coming down. This is all LED. You can run these, I think they said, for 300 hours on 3 AAA batteries. And then if you buy rechargeables, it's great. So this is what I carry in my EDC, or my get home bag.
You got a twist for you to put in your flashlight.
Mm-hmm.
A sportsman guide.
Yes.
Magazine, you seen
Yep,
that
I've
too?
ordered from them.
guard dog flashlight.
Yeah.
It's got the electric so you can shock somebody.
Oh, yes.
And I think it's 100.
That is true.
Lumen.
That is
So
true.
rather than having just a single-use flashlight, you got self-defense too.
He was talking about at, what was this store again? Sportsmansguide.com.
Magazine.
Okay.
It's called a guard dog.
It's called a guard dog, and you can actually use them where it's a flashlight and also to protect them, can shock them. Yes?
I have them, 8 million volts, supposed to be police flashlight, and it gives a real effective shock.
You get a shock, okay? 8 million volts, he's got them. Folks, you can talk to him. I'm telling you, with these vendors, it's great to have here.
I can go outside and get one.
You know what? Bring it. Yeah, go get it. Bring it. If you can get through, if it's not too much. They'll want to see it, especially the ladies. Yes. Here we go.
This is not as fancy. It's not as bright as what he's talking about. But the thing I like about this is it's solar powered, and on the reverse, it's also hand cranked. So you never have to worry about batteries or any of that stuff. Yeah, and
That's
I
awesome.
got this from, what's that catalog? Lehman Brothers, the catalog for $12.
He's probably got them too. We'll ask him when he comes back in. But yeah, the hand cranks are great, especially solar powered. You want to hold that up for them, make sure they can see it in the back.
So the hand crank is on one side, the solar power is on the other. And the thing I like about this is it has 3 different settings. It has the low, it has the bright, but then it also has the flashing. So in an emergency, you could use that to signal for help or whatever.
Signal for there. And guys, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about just trying to keep out of the sight of everybody, and it's waterproof. So is mine. They've all got seals on them. We're not just talking about hiding from somebody. Also, too, you may be in distress, and you may need these to show. So that it's another avenue. What's that? Sound and sight. We've got another one here. I've got a whistle. Everybody knows what a whistle is. I won't bring that out. This is just in case, you get in a situation where you're trapped. I've seen people, we've heard of stories being trapped where they fell in a cave, a hole, things like this. I'm sure you have stories. That
I seen a movie and they buried a guy up on the ground and he was keep using the whistle. He was tired, but he was keep using the whistle.
Now, please, when you get them for your grandkids, make sure you hide them until they need them, because that's the first thing they go towards. So, but no, they loved it. But yeah, and also too, we told them if they get lost, it's great to have on them. So it's another feature, guys. There's multiple things. You're not only getting attention, but you're going to get help that way. Now, I've got here, we're going to go code orange, okay? We went code yellow, which was basics. Now, as you've seen, as I was pulling, code yellow is what you're going to use most of the time, so it was on the outside of the bag. You want to make it accessible. So that's what you're going to use a lot of times. Well, then I've got for the code orange, this is one of the greatest inventions, and they have multiple different people. We have a dealer for this. I have a Berkey dealer out of Columbus, and he is actually going to sponsor MVP. A lot of the guys are calling us. They're seeing how much you guys are Facebooking us, how much we're getting hits on the website, and they're calling us and saying, what would it cost us to advertise on your website? So the more traffic you bring to us, they're going to call us, and this is all going towards. There you go. We're going to do multiple things, so it's going to help us bring events in. So you want to support these people. This is a Berkey water filter. One of the best inventions. I love. Now, did you happen to bring your life straw? That's not a problem. They have multiple things. You got one. Grab that for me. They have multiple ways to filter. Now, I'm sure she's going to tell you the cheap and free way to do this. I'm the gear guy. This is my cohort. Less expensive, great for you. But, why don't you bring that on up here? This is the flash. I'm going to let him demonstrate it here. We'll get back to this. Yeah, I'm going to let you go ahead and I'm going to hold this over.
Has your flashlight mode on it. Click flashlight forward.
Okay, we need a test sample. If you please come up here. Nick will do it. He needs his hair up straight. Nick's always wanted a punk rocker look.
These are called Streetwise.
Streetwise.
It's not okay.
Are they legal?
That I don't know. There's a gentleman here.
Our police sergeant says that they are legal. Okay. So we need a test subject. Phil, come on up here, buddy.
It's not lethal defense. And it comes with a battery charger, plugs in, takes about 3 hours to charge up.
And what do they run?
I sell this model for $55.
My gosh.
I can get a little bit shorter one that's about this length at 7 million volts that runs about $40.
I'll take that one for Kathy, the smaller one. She needs one. Yeah.
Okay, I'll order these.
Okay.
Ladies, I just want to point out one thing. If you do decide to carry something like that or
Stick your
any
finger in
kind
the
of
light
other
socket.
weapon, no, just make sure that you really know how to use it, because if you're going up against somebody who's a lot bigger than
Yes.
you, like if I were to go up against him, it would be very easy for him to get it away from me and use it on me. So you want to make sure if you're going to
Really?
use something,
Can we demonstrate that?
not unless you want your butt kicked. I'm making a point.
Sorry.
But no, seriously, if you're gonna carry, and for guys too, if you're gonna carry a weapon, please make sure you know how to use it, that you're familiar with it, that you play with it, that you absolutely know
Yes.
what you're doing before you ever try and use it in a real life situation.
This is the same principle as a gun. You've got to have training on it. And we can do that training for you. So if you decide, if we get enough, we can actually work with them, be able to, we'll do a lady's point of view, guy's point of view. Yes.
How do you keep it away from your kids and your grandkids?
I would.
That's the fun part of grandparenting. I love it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
To the folks in video land, they said tase your kids.
Out of sight, out of mind. The other thing is you want to, educate the kids on that this is
Just as
very
gun safety,
serious, this
yes.
is very dangerous.
Yes.
Show them what it does. And typically, unless you get one of those really crazy kids that like,
Yes.
oh, I want to try that on myself.
Live on Ritalin.
But let them know, that, this is very dangerous, this could hurt you big
Yes.
time.
Yes.
And then just keep it out of sight. Yeah.
Take the mystery out, the enhancement.
Exactly.
Yes.
I was going to say there's a smaller pager size model that's brand new on the market by Streetwise, 11 million volts. It has a pull screen on the bottom of it that has a cutoff switch.
Oh, wow.
Put your
Okay.
hand through it, if someone knocks it out of your hand, the pin comes out and kills the gun so they can't use it on you.
Okay.
But as soon as you put the pin back in, it's ready to go. If you pull the pin out,
That's awesome.
get a hold of it, they won't light themselves
Okay.
up with it.
Ooh, I want one of those.
Okay, MVP gets a commission on all that we sell tonight. So no, he will be up here afterwards, ladies. If you have more questions about this, we definitely want you to ask these things. Like we're saying, gun safety, knife safety. If you have a knife around, let your kids look at it. Get them familiar with it. Mine know. I mean, I know this is against all of our new regime out there, but my grandson can shoot. He can shoot awesome, and he's 9 years old, all right? But it's all right. So if you make it fun for them and safe, you're not going to have a problem. You're not going to have a problem at all. So yes, if we need some tasing explanations, we'll bring them up here. But yeah, guys, we want you to come up and ask questions. He'll let you check them out. I'm sure he's got everything in his trunk. We're not going to say that. He's a dealer, huh? All right. We'll not go into that. Okay, we're looking at Code Orange. This water. Let's get back to water bottles. We got too excited with the electricity. Berkey water bottle, real simple. Got a charcoal filter in the bottom. All right. Put this in. Screw it down. It's got a rubber gasket, so it doesn't leak on you. I love this option. Boom. So that way it doesn't pour out water. You have your ones that have the spouts on them and they keep out. This doesn't pour out water. It's very easy, rubberized. Does a very good job. You can get, I believe, is it 300 or 600 bottles out of these? I think it's either 3 or 6. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Yes.
Will that kill bacteria though?
Yes, the charcoal will. 100%. Yeah, there's only 1% that they.
That's 1%.
Yeah, and it's the 1%. What I recommend is using tablets. If you're worried about the water source, use a tablet, then drink the water. That's what I recommend. That's what I was going to tell you. You can't not just rely, because that 1% can kill you. There you go. 2 is 1, 1 is none. That's the scenario. But there's tablets that we're going to show you. No, I actually don't have them in this one, but I have drops that actually they say last longer. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you don't want to go out and spend the money on something like this, you can make your own.
$25.
Okay, you can make your own for under $1. Dollar stores sometimes will carry aquarium charcoal, and it's the exact same stuff that's in here. It's the activated charcoal. You can buy it at Walmart, you can buy it at Meijer, you can pretty much get it anywhere they carry aquarium supply. A lot of times they'll have a sale, and if you have a coupon or something, you can get it for less than $1. And just get the small, you don't need the big blocks or whatever. They come in half-pound sizes or 1 pound. But all this is that activated charcoal. So what you can do is take your bandana, put 1/4 cup of the activated charcoal in your bandana, and I like to add about 3 tablespoons of playground sand because it makes the filtration that much better. Put it in here, wrap it up, keep it in an elastic band around it, and you've got instant water filtration. Just put it in a cup of water or bowl or whatever you happen to have, and you're good to go.
There you go.
So
simply made.
And if you have a little water bottle at home, you can buy, just a regular water bottle that you get, when you're out of the store or whatever. Yes.
Does the water have to flow through the bandana and charcoal?
It does.
Okay.
It does. What I would do is if I have water that's questionable, I will filter it through the bandana, and then I boil it. Or use a water tablet if
Right.
fire's not available.
And also too, right, if you're on the run, fire probably will not be available.
Right.
If you're trying to get home, because speed is of the essence. If you're taking your time, these, like she said, these are quick out there.
Now another option you have to the water tablets, they degrade very quickly. They only last about a year.
Yep.
What I recommend is carry a small plastic bottle. You can get them like at the dollar store, like the travel size bottles that you would use for shampoo or whatever. Put bleach in it. Exactly. Just fill it with bleach.
Yep.
Use, depending on, I wouldn't use more than a drop or 2 for a cup of water, but typically it's a tablespoon of bleach to a gallon of water to thoroughly disinfect it. And it works better. It works just as good as the water tablets, and it doesn't have that real nasty, gritty. I don't know if you guys have actually tried those tablets, but they are horrible.
They're like MREs.
They're worse than that. Ugh, yuck.
Okay,
So,
she was talking about droplets. What you can do is drop this in the bleach, take it, and squeeze your drops into your water. Same thing.
just make sure you rinse your hands really good after.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because you're going to stink. And you may.
Well,
yeah.
it can burn you too. It's
that's true.
It's an acid. So
that is true. And you may not be able to reuse this again, but at least you got your safe water.
Right.
So there's another way to do it. This is what we call a life straw. How many's heard of life straw? Okay. Nick has. He had it. What we're looking at, it does the same principle as the Berkey. This is very compact. So you can go right to the stream, things like that. The only thing you will not be able to do is use the tablets, whatever. If you've got flowing water, normal chances, you're not going to have a problem because it's keeping clean all the time. You want to look for flowing water. It's just when you've got puddles and you've got to take it out of that. That's where you run into trouble. Mosquitoes, flies, things like that can get in it, anything. So you want to be careful. Try to go to a flowing source. And this is what a life straw is. They're very small. You stick them in. Am I correct? I've seen it done before. Stick it in, suck it through. Now, one difference between this and this can hold water where you've got to constantly go to a water source. Yes?
Life Straw has a bottle like that now.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Life straw has a bottle then. Yes?
Can I add something to her bleach thing? The bleach must be unscented. You can't have
Right.
scented.
Yes, we meant to say that. Bleach has to be unscented. We talking. Yes?
You need to back flush those things the first time you use them too. You're going to get a mouthful of loose carbon.
Right. Yeah, anytime you get carbon, he is right, and you're right. When we bought our Berkey filtration system, you have to backflow those until you see clear water coming out because they need to be flushed. Same thing. So be careful, or you'll have, well, how many's seen a person eat Oreos? Well, you may have black teeth when you come out. You see they've been sucking on a Berkey. Okay. So, all right, so we went in, we're at code orange. Now, this is really cool. I'm going to try to go through this. If we may stay a little late, if you need to leave, that's fine. But we've got a lot to cover. We're going to do a 2-part series because we're only getting to the get-home bags. We're not even into bug out. That's a whole different ballgame. So you're looking fire. Simple. 99 cents, 50 cents, whatever, okay? Real easy. Problem is, if you're in a windy situation, it's going to blow out. Okay? That's right. Cold weather. Then I would go for easy ice. Now I'm talking quickness. Then I would go with these here. This is actually butane. I love it. It will never blow out. But you still need fuel. Okay? That's another way. I have redundants in my bag. I have 4 different ways to make fire. This is one, lighter's the other. Then I have a striker plate. Call it a ferrocerium rod. And then this is magnesium. You can actually shave off the magnesium here, start you a little fire, and then start a striker. Now, they give this little puny striker. Do you see these chubby fingers? They do not mix very well. Okay? So, best they do not do your sharp blade of your knife. You do not want to dull your knife. That's right. Look at there. First strike. Harbor Freight, get you a coupon, $3. Harbor Freight.
If you hold out, they go for 99 cents.
That's right. When they run, see guys, are we cheap or what? Real simple, okay? They've got all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna catch my hat on fire probably. But yeah, I mean, look at this. And this is a cheap thing. I've seen some fire starters, you can look at them and they'll flint for you. They'll fire up. Okay, that's how good they are. Yes, sir.
Striking blade has to have a 90-degree angle on it.
Yes.
To be effective.
Yep.
At least like a 1/8 to a 3/16" blade.
Yep. So it has to have a corner, 16-inch blade, right.
Broken off hacksaw bits, the serrations, they will throw 10 times more sparks than a regular.
Yep, and that's what that is on the bottom here. The problem is it's so small for me.
Yeah,
But,
well, you can get big blades.
right, you can get and he's saying a hacksaw, the saw tooth blades.
Well, see, usually like most of your knives, if you have serrated edges on the spine, flip it over.
Yep.
You want to make them like that. When I work, we use 14-foot 6-inch
Oh, yeah.
saw blades. If you want to cut it up, I'll bring one in.
Now also too guys, we've got a field knife. And actually this is a small field knife. We have a dealer here. Did you know that? Okay. All right. But this is actually a small blade. What you want to look at, and I'm sure my knife expert could really go into detail to you, but I'm going to go into simplicity. We want what's a full tang. And what that means is some blades only go into just the handle a little bit. Okay? What this does is this is full steel. It goes all the way through the handle. This will help you if you're going to split wood, do any hard chores with this. It won't break on you very easily. Some knives will still break on you. Cold steel guarantees them never to break on you. But I know there's many other manufacturers. But this was a pretty inexpensive knife I got. I think it was like 40 bucks. But it came with a smaller knife that had a locking blade on it. So you've got multiple things here. It was just a nice thing that I picked up and I thought, well, it'd be great for a small get-home bag. But these are great because if you have to cut any wood, things like that, small pieces, I'm not talking about big, this is not my big survival knife, but small things like that, you can use that, okay?
Those are also really good. I know this is going to sound gross, so I apologize in advance. But if you're out in a survival situation outdoors, if you break open the larger bones of most animals, inside there's this black stuff called marrow. It's highly nutritious, and those are awesome for breaking open the bone to get at the marrow. So, yeah.
There we go. Caleb, I broke another one, buddy. We got to buy the $10 version. Okay, so we've got the knife. Also, too, we're looking here. A field knife. We're looking at map and compass. I won't bring out. You need to get Ohio map, guys. If you don't have a local map, you're in trouble. Don't rely on your GPS. Do not rely on. I mean, I have GPSs, but do not rely on them. They've got hunting GPSs. Yes, sir.
Best bet on that, what I do is I've got an atlas.
Yep. He's got a road atlas. How many seen a road atlas? They're a huge book, and you make copies of it, right?
I've got the city.
Yeah, and he makes it in different places, so it has maps so he can go back to work, different routes, things like that. You can go to Extended. That's awesome. I've got a road atlas. Yes.
Doing like he's suggesting for routes. Get the Gazetter because it's a backwards map.
Gazetter.
Oh. It has
That's
everything.
really.
Shows the
Does it have topography and everything on it, huh?
It won't have your city streets.
Okay.
It'll just show little red lines.
I see.
You know. It won't detail your cities. It's got all your back roads.
It's called Gazette.
Every state.
It's called Gazette. Gazette tier.
Okay.
Gazette tier you can get and shows all the back roads, Things like this. Topography, which is Walmart, are my favorite place.
Those are kind of like the, I think I've seen when you also set up the GP board.
See, guys, this is awesome. Yes. This is awesome. This is what we want, participation here.
A lot of times I just have it out of the military.
Yeah.
You know, get out and eyes on.
You can actually scan them, make your own routes, things like that. Yes.
Trimble Outdoors. Now, most everybody in here, I'm
Trimble
assuming,
Outdoors.
has, smartphones that can do like Android, or Apple's got an iPhone. They have an app that's called Backpacker Pro. You can actually download for free the app and then offline GPS maps for your phone.
Wow.
That are topographical maps.
Backpacker Pro. Look up that on the internet. You can actually download the apps. That's what he's talking about. Guys, this is excellent information. As long as you get, and as long as an EMP doesn't happen. So you'll be all right. But that's where a map. You always want to have a backup of a backup. Like a compass. So I'm getting ready to show you guys this here. I love military compasses. They're just a little expensive. This will do the same thing. You've got a mirror here, multi-purpose. If you need to signal anybody, you can use the mirror. Also, too, you can use it as direction. We're going to get into how to use a compass this year. So if you've never used one, or you're using your watch or whatever, this will make a big difference because this will get you home.
Is that a Silva?
Yes, it is. Yep, it does a real good job. It has a lanyard on it. You can put it around your neck, save it, everything else. Also, too.
She knows already. Well, okay.
Go ahead.
The compass, I refuse to use compasses.
Oh, here we go.
My training was anytime you're outdoors, whether you're in a city or in the wilderness, you should know how to navigate using what's around you. You can use stars, you can use the position of the sun. If it's cloudy, you can't follow the stars. If you're around trees, you can feel around the trees, and where the moss is, you can pretty much tell which direction you're going. There's all different ways to navigate direction. The other thing, I carry a little sewing kit. It's about this big.
Good, pull it out.
It's
Oh,
one of
okay.
these
All
somewhere.
right.
We'll get to it. But ladies, if you've ever seen just a little metal sewing pin, all you need is a cup of water and a couple drops of oil and a sewing pin, and you can navigate with that. You don't need a big, expensive compass. So, you know, the more you educate yourself, the more you become aware, the less gear you got to carry, the better it is. I always tell people when I taught survival, if you can't go into the wilderness with a metal cup and a knife, you don't belong there. So
there you go. This is what we're going to learn. Okay? We're actually going to do workshops on this. So I can't even say how much. She's got a plethora of information. Okay, now, next thing is, this has a great compartment. To see this, you would not know I have a weapon in this bag, other than a knife. You would not know I have a gun in this bag because they make secret compartments so you can hide them and only you know. So it's got a whole side compartment here. Stays stationary. My carry conceal is a 40C. It is empty, I will show. Nothing in it. We okay, boss? All right. I'm going to ask the man. He's my sergeant at arms here. Okay. 40C. You don't want to kill a squirrel with this, there will be nothing left. Okay? This is not a good survival weapon. This is a great defense weapon. All right? Some of you gun experts may agree with me, you may not. I think the best weapon for survival is a .22. I believe that with all my heart. The reason why? People say you need a bigger caliber. I like bigger calibers. The problem is, you send 10 of those little ones at me, I'm going to duck just the same. I can kill a squirrel, not take its head off and use the meat. I can kill a rabbit. You can do so much with a little .22. So ladies, well, we're not going to go there. It doesn't have to be the big calibers, 45s. Yes, sir.
If you can get ammunition for it.
Thank you.
Oh, we had an inside track. You guys missed it. A friend of ours found 8,000 rounds that he didn't realize he had. We bought a brick for $40 a piece.
Wow.
Nah, 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 nah.
How many bricks you got?
Huh?
How many bricks you got?
Oh, he only let me have one.
How many
And
minutes?
1,000 rounds. 1,000 rounds in a brick, sorry.
The show yesterday.
Yeah, 2 at the show yesterday at a discount of $60 to everybody else. And they still went out.
500 in a brick.
Is it for? I thought it was 1,000. There was 1,000 in these though, so it would actually be 2. So, yeah, they're awesome. They're. I mean, 22s. I don't. Is there a smaller caliber than a 22?
Yes.
Is this? What is it?
17.
17.
New one out.
Really? I've never seen
a
it.
larger shell.
Yeah, it's the 17 is actually larger than a 22 long rifle.
17
It's equivalent to like
Okay.
a 22 Magnum.
Wow, we're getting off track here. I'm sorry, guys. So, weapons. You don't have to have a weapon. I recommend though you get your CCW. If you don't know what that is, it's carry conceal. State of Ohio, we are blessed to have a state that likes guns. What do you think? Okay, this is not New York or California. So thank God, support these guys, man. If they vote for CCW, support them. Yes. Go ahead.
I looked at a Smith & Wesson catalog yesterday. They have a new one out. And right on the barrel says 357 8 times. It's a 8-chambered cylinder.
8?
Revolver.
Wow. 8 chambered.
Yeah, stamped right on the barrel. 357-8 times.
If you ever want to see a gun that'll blow your mind in your eardrums, stand next to a guy shooting a judge. It's not fun. It's so loud. We all had grown men giggling at a gun range every time he shot it. So it wasn't pretty. Okay, paracord. Who knows what paracord is? 550. They make different grades. This is what they use in parachute material. It will hold 550 pounds. 550 pounds. They said someone got stuck in the mud. A friend of mine was telling me someone got stuck in the mud, and they actually wove this around and pulled them out with it. Now they did have to double and triple.
Yeah, it'll be strong enough.
Yeah, they said it's made. Yes.
There's a company down on the marketplace that's on the Blaze that makes bracelets out of paracord.
Right there. Yep.
I use those very much.
This is something I carry on me all the time. A paracord bracelet. Real simple. You can get them. We'll not go there again. We have to talk to our dealers here. They've got them. They've got them here at Gander. Things like that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there was a young lady at the gun show that she's selling those bracelets. Also, she sells bulk, like 100 yards or 50 yards of the cord itself. And cheaper than dirt, it also has like spools of them for like $50.
Go ahead.
I sell $50 paracord in different colors, $4 for 50 bucks.
$4 for 50 foot in paracord.
The one thing I want to point out, if you're going to wear the paracord like he has on his arm, just be aware that over time it will start to deteriorate, so you're not going to have that
strength.
Full strength. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
But it will deteriorate after, because what happens is the dirt and the oils from the skin get in there and start to break it down. So if you've worn it for an extended period of time, don't count on it for anything super duty, heavy duty.
I would say give them a year.
Yeah.
You'd probably have a good year out of them before you get any weakness out of them. So, yes.
Something that, an alternative, you won't get the weight capacity of 550 cord, but bank line won't deteriorate.
Bank line? Number 6 bank line won't.
Number
36 bank line will not deteriorate. Yes.
On the bracelets, I've seen people make them at the gun show, but I wouldn't know how to untie one. Where would you start at?
Well, you have to ask them, because usually they've made them. You'll see an end. Let's see here. I've got it. Yeah, you'll see it underneath. Like I can right in here. It's looped over. I can see where it's looped over here, and you've got an end spot, and you start unweaving it that way. This is actually 3. I've never seen them this big, wide before. They're 3 wide. This will actually go 14 feet.
I know.
He's showing here, there's a little, they melt the end, and then you just pull that out. There's a little melted piece right there. You just pull that out, and it'll just come.
That way it doesn't fray on them. So, but yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. So we've got the paracord bracelet. You can have those. Like, that was a great idea, though. I didn't think about that. But deterioration, I would say you probably get a good use 6 months, a year out of them. Then you'll want to switch over to get another one, because if you have to rely on it in a pinch. Also, too, I've got. We did paracord. If you're carrying these things for long periods of time, take the batteries out. Do not leave them in for long periods of time. Why? Because batteries will explode. How do I know this? I'm a photographer. I ruined a $350 flash. Didn't realize it, but it exploded inside of that. And guess what? They didn't cover it. They said, we don't know what kind of pressure it's under, because think about it. If you have it in your car under the sun, it goes under abnormal pressure. So it can actually burst on you. So take them out, put them in a separate bag. When you need them, put them in.
I wanted to point, I want to go back to the cord just for a really quick second. If you are in your vehicle and something happens and your vehicle's toast and you need, some kind of cord or something to get you out of a pinch, use your seatbelt. Pull it all the way out, cut it across both ends. Your seatbelt is designed to hold you back in a crash, and it is rated up to, I think it's 1,000 pounds. But your crash forces are a lot more than your power cord. It's designed to withstand significant crash forces. So those seatbelts are extremely strong. So in a pinch, if you don't have your paracord with you, use your seatbelt.
2, free. Guess what this is? Dryer lint. You need to be saving your dryer lint. Can you believe that? Something you would normally throw away, it will start a fire like you won't believe.
Especially when you put it in like the old cardboard milk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Poof. Yep.
Or wax. I do that with the cardboard. Yep.
Yep, you can stuff it in a toilet paper roll. That way it's compact. Go ahead.
The cardboard egg cartons, I use those and then break them apart into little individual ones.
So think about it, free. You're throwing this away.
Yeah.
Why not save it? We have a big bag. My wife can tell you. She looked at me, she thought I was nuts. What are you doing? I said, I'm saving our dryer lint. Why? And it was funny because when we went camping the next time, she's like, wow, that thing lit up real fast. There we go. So free, guys, please. I remember when we did the TV show and Mitch was on there, he's like, wow, this is something I've never seen before. Mitch is saving his lint. Okay, guys, my favorite weapon, TPE. If you are going between 3 and 12 hours, you are going to need this. What's that? How about 1 to 3? Yes. 1 to 3, I have Depends we can sell you out in the parking lot. Sorry. Yes, Angie. Angie is our representative for Depends. She works with me. But yeah, toilet paper, take it out. I mean, if you want to put it in the roll, that's great too. But I did it for size and be able to put it away. I actually unrolled it, put it in my hand, put it in the bag. Now, guys, if you need to leave early, that's fine. We're going to hold a little bit late. Also, too, we've got TP. Now, if we want to go code red, this is for the long haul, 24 hours. And also, too, the bathrooms are around to the back to the left if you guys need to go there, too. 24 hours. Well, I did want to say this, too. You need to carry some kind of cash in your bag. Some kind of cash. This is $25. You want to carry low denominations, dollar bills, $5 bills. Nothing more than that. Because if you're on the road, let's say the grid goes down or a power outage or whatever, you're going to need change. Well, they can't take credit cards. What are you going to do? This happened in Katrina. This has happened in any natural disaster. You have no plastic. What are you going to do? This is only $25, but it can get you a long ways. I guarantee if the guy can't sell anything, he'll will and deal with you. Mm-hmm. If you got cash, you go to the front of the line. Everybody else got, I've seen, how many have gotten on the site and watched the shows that I put on there that the History Channel did? You got to get on there and check them out. One is called Lights Out, American Blackout. Get on there. They had a guy on there who made true representation. He says, I'll pay $600 for that jug of water. The guy says, okay, where's your cash? He says, I don't have it. He says, I can't take it. The next guy walked up. That's the way it could happen. Get on there and watch this. It really is. They did a great job. And then there's another one about a pandemic, too, that they actually did. Very well put together. But yeah, carry cash with you. Don't carry change. If you can't break a dollar, give them the dollar. Whatever you got to do. Just make it simple, lightweight. Now, for between the 12 and 48 hours, code red. Sleeping system. I've changed back and forth. We had talked about it. SOL. How many knows what SOL means? Well, how many knows what the real SOL means? Okay.
Survive outdoors longer.
Survive outdoors longer. It is not the other one. Okay? Survive outdoors longer. That's the name of the company. They make a sleeping bag. Now, who has seen those Mylar bags that are really, they're called survival blankets, and they're about 4 mils thick, and it's like a trash bag, and it's a piece of crap. Sorry, but it does keep you warm. Okay? You use this 1 or 2 times, it's done. But it will keep you warm. But guess what? I can't fit into that. That's a Ziploc baggie to me. She's probably fine. I'm 6'3". My feet will come on.
Is that like a sleeping bag?
Yes.
This
it's an emergency.
is actually just a blanket. And I use the blanket as opposed to the sleeping bag because with the blanket you can also use it as a shelter. You can also cook with it. And you can't heat it, but what happens is if you get a small fire going, you can use this to reflect the heat to actually cook your food more thoroughly. So you could have a very small fire, no bigger than the lid of this, and still be able to cook some raw meat thoroughly using one of these.
Wow.
It does reflect a large amount of heat, just don't get it too close to the flame because it is flammable. But these are great for multi-purposes, not just for keeping warm. So
think of your body
good
heat.
to have.
This is like having a microwave bag, and it really is. I mean, don't get me wrong, they work, but for my size, for bigger guys, I can't fit into them. Go ahead.
I actually got this at a Family Dollar years ago. I don't know if they still carry them, but every now and then you can get them. You can get them pretty much anywhere. You can probably get them here.
They're out here.
They're only like $2, $1, $2.
Speedway?
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me. Speedway's in survival. Do we really? Where at? We have them at work. Wow. I'm not going to tell where I work at, but
Had them for like $2.
$2 at Walmart.
Yeah.
I know they've got them out here. They may be a little bit more high performance, more expensive, but
9 times out of
go out
10,
and
you
shop.
buy like a first aid kit from like Walmart or something.
They have them in there. The one thing you want to remember about these, though, if you're wrapping yourself up, especially at night, it will make you sweat.
Yep.
So
not
just be
breathable.
aware of that. Make sure that, if you're going to use it, you don't want to be, if it's really, really cold, you want to make sure that you have some absorbent material that you're wearing because you will get a little damp.
How many knows what wicking is? Anybody know what wicking? Wicking means when it takes the moisture away from you. If they have special clothing that will do that. It will actually take moisture away from your body, which is great for the wintertime. But you want moisture, right, for the summer.
Yes.
Because you want it to keep you cool. When your sweater gets wet, even though it may feel sticky, it will keep you cool in the summer. But you want it in the opposite in the winter. You don't want to freeze. Now, one thing with those SOLs, they are made with a material that wicks it away from you also. So there's different advantages. Now the SOL comes, they actually have it out here. I haven't got one yet because I've changed mine out. It's about this big. And it's not, now don't get me wrong, it's not a fluffy, comfortable sleeping bag, but it will do the job. So you can have either one. Now a good one is take that SOL and let's say you're doing it at a lower temperature in the wintertime, you put this inside of it. You can go down to 30 degrees, 20 degrees, 10 degrees. I have sleeping bags that I've paid $280 for that go down below zero. This will cost you $50, $60 for both of them, or $40, whatever. So you've got multiple things. And guys, I know we're throwing a lot of information at you. I'm seeing a lot of deer in the headlight eyes, okay? We can answer questions. We've got stuff on the site too.
Now, are you talking about a bivvy? Is that what you're basically talking about?
Well, it's a special, yeah, it's a bivvy. Yes, it's got thicker material, it's reusable, everything else.
Okay. For those of you ladies who sew, I don't know how many of you know what a quillo is, but it's basically just a small quilt that folds into a pillow. There's patterns available online for free. What I did was I made one and I put this in the lining of the quillo to make it extra warm. And so what happens is you fold that up and it folds up into a little pillow. You can keep it in your car. And it just adds that extra layer of warmth that's amazing. To wash it, you don't put it in the dryer. That's the only thing. You have to wash it and hang dry. But they're small enough that that's really, if you've got a door in your house or whatever, you just drape it over the door, you're good to go.
Does it matter what side is up?
No,
What side is
no, it works either way. Yep.
It doesn't matter what side is up. Now I'm going to go here real fast and then we're going to get to her stuff. Now food, you're not getting dehydrated food, things like this. This is something just to get you home. You're talking between 12 and 48 hours. What I've got here is some simple stuff. My favorite, beef jerky. Now, also too, granola bars. This is a little healthier. There's other things. Everybody's different. Okay, she's looking at me. She's queen. I see them eyes. These are some things that will get me back home. You may need something different. You may have diabetes. It's whatever is pertinent to you. Everybody's bag will be different, but you've got to look at your own needs. Do you have something to add beside my beef jerky? Yes.
You can make that for free on your own.
You can.
We'll get into that. Yes, sir.
Protein takes more liquid to
Yes.
digest.
Yes.
And you're right.
Higher altitude, more carbs.
Yep. Protein takes more liquid to digest, and also too, if you are in a situation like that, you want to try to keep protein to a minimum. I know I love protein, but you want to try to keep it to a minimum because your body's going to work harder. If you're going in a situation that is grid down or whatever, you don't realize how many calories you're going to burn, and you're going to need to fuel that furnace really bad. Yes.
Potato flakes.
Potato flakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sprinkle
High
a little
carb.
salt in there.
Go ahead.
Any of your high-carb foods, rice, dehydrated potatoes, a lot of your starchier vegetables, those are all really good sources of carbohydrates. I like to carry a little bit of oatmeal, dry oatmeal. It's very lightweight, but it's also very good for you, high in fiber and also the carbs, right? Good thing to have toilet paper.
Fiber.
But it is important to have some protein to keep your muscles working properly. The nice thing about the Slim Jims is that they are very high in salt. So if you're really needing that salt fix, they're going to help you get through that.
Also, too, I didn't say this before, but you need to carry a good pair of shoes with you or boots. You have to. Okay, ladies, you may wear heels to work. I could see you going around in a pair of stilettos with a backpack on you. Just make sure your backpack's hot pink, okay? No, stilettos, can't do it. Work shoes, most of the time, no. Get you a great pair, and I have some here, great pair of boots, and I can't lift them over my head, I'm sorry, but you have to come up and look at them. These are oboes. Now, these were very expensive, but they are waterproof. I can actually go up to water above my ankle.
How you spell it?
O-B-O-Z. Oboes. I think it may have an E on the end. But these were incredible because I can actually walk through anything. Now, you don't have to go to this extent. You can actually have a spray that can waterproof your shoes too.
Can't dry.
Can't dry. The only thing is once you go up to a certain level, if your tongue is not webbed or whatever, it still will go through, but at least it will keep the majority of them. But you must have a good pair of boots or a good pair of shoe boots or something like that because you want to keep your ankles tight. You mess up your ankle, you're done. Well, oh, look, here we go. This is my version. Now we're going to hear the other one. Told you, you're going to get two sides.
Well, these shoes are free.
Woohoo!
The more you go barefoot, the stronger your body's going to be, believe it or not, because your feet determine your gait. And when you wear shoes, and I'm not going to get into the whole mechanics of it, but basically shoes cause muscles in your feet to atrophy, which is mean they turn to mush after a long period of time. So go barefoot as much as you can. Try to use shoes as tools instead of using them for fashion, because the more you go barefoot, the stronger your feet are going to be. The stronger your feet and ankles are, the better chance you have of getting to where you need to go without injury. The other thing is, if you toughen up the skin on the bottom of your feet, you don't have to worry about blisters. You don't have to worry about infections because the skin on the bottom of your feet actually will protect you. And it has enzymes that the liver produces that actually kill bacteria that you come into contact with. So I highly recommend going barefoot as much as possible. And not because it's my choice, but because there really are a lot of health benefits to it.
Hey, you've got diabetics who are supposed to really take good care of their feet.
All the more reason for them to be barefoot. All the more reason, because
how do you guard against until they get toughened up, though?
start with baby steps. Don't do it all at once. Don't go barefoot for 12 hours and step on things. Just start in your home. Go, an hour a day.
Like a workout.
Yeah, just like any, because what happens is if you go barefoot too much all at once, your feet are going to be sore because you're using muscles that you've never used before. So just start out baby steps, and no pun intended, but literally just start out a little bit at a time and gradually increase the amount of time that you're barefoot every day. And try and walk on surfaces that are a little tougher than your soft carpeting. So like hardwood, maybe some granite, maybe walk outside, on an area, just kind of make sure that there's nothing sharp laying around, but just kind of walk on the concrete a little bit and start to toughen up your feet.
That's something I need to do too. I have tender feet. Kathy will tell you, I'll walk out in the yard with grass. And I'm telling you, and I'll hit something and all my hands go to minister to that foot real fast.
She makes fun of me because I love your barefoot.
Now see, Kathy loves it.
Oh, I can't handle that.
She'll walk on rocks, it cracks me up.
Hillbilly and stuff.
Hillbilly, oh Lord. How many here are from Kentucky? Huh? Okay, there's just one more here and then we're going to get into I've got this also too. If you're going to wear shoes, bring an extra pair of socks. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
I just want to know, you said all the more that people are saying that she's a diabetic, it's better that she goes barefoot?
Yes.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, because what happens is the skin on your bottom of the feet, it wasn't designed to be encased in a warm, moist environment all the time. And what happens is, it's kind of like when you go swimming, if you're in the water for a long time, your skin gets all wrinkly. It breaks down the outer layer of the skin, and it leaves you prone to infection. So, and not only that, but in your shoes, there's tons of bacteria and fungus that, once that skin starts to break down, it makes you very susceptible to that. So by going barefoot, you're building up those layers of skin to be thick so that it protects you against all of that. So it's better health for your skin, it's better health for your feet, and it kind of keeps you safe from things that would cause severe infections. So, yeah.
So save on shoes, go barefoot. I love it. No,
And the
this
best
is
thing
awesome.
about barefoot is they match everything.
There we go.
Everything.
Just fellas, I don't want to see you with painted toes. Okay. What's that?
I got a class for that for Dane Police Rep.
There we go. That's it. Guys, if you're going to go, bring an extra pair of socks because you're going to need it at least if you go 24 hours. Because you're going to get sweat, like she said. You're going to get sweaty or you may get them damp, whatever. Make sure a good pair of socks will save you. I'm telling you. So they're up high. All right. Now Lisa's going to go into hers. And hers is much smaller than mine.
Okay. So this is my EDC. Obviously, I don't have a gun in here, but I just keep this in my purse for emergencies. I had in here my little foil blanket, and I have this little thing.
I love this.
Okay, there's my flint and steel, just like what he was showing you earlier.
Hold it up high.
Oh,
that's okay.
Oop, it just fell apart. But anyway, you can tell it's been used a lot. Well, I'm not going to bother putting it. Yeah. Okay, guys, don't laugh, but I carry a condom.
This is great.
And not for exactly. It's great for carrying water. So if you're near a water source and you need to, get water back to wherever you are, it's great for storing water.
You want it unscented.
Unscented, yes, very important.
Unlubricated, unscented.
With grips.
Doesn't matter. You just want to make sure. Just make sure that they're unlubricated and unscented, because you really don't want that.
We're a family-friendly show here, folks.
Yes.
And that's where the bandana comes in handy too.
Yes.
Yes, for a sling to carry it. I always keep a piece of aluminum foil for cooking food. I do tend to trap and whatever. So if you had to catch something and cook it, there's your pot. And a magnifying glass.
Yes.
I use this to start fires so that I don't use up what little fuel I do carry on me whenever possible.
What magnification power do you recommend for that?
I don't even know what this is. I got this off an old magnifying glass that I found at a yard sale for 25 cents, and the plastic around it broke. And I thought, well, now it's going to fit in my little bag, so.
It's whatever will make your eye bigger than $50.
But yeah, as long as you get a pretty good magnification, I take it out and play with it in the sun though. Get some Dryolint or whatever, and just, you want to get the sun so it comes down into a tiny little point.
Yep.
And just hold it there for as long as you can, and it'll start a fire. So pretty cool.
And we will be teaching that at a later time.
Okay, so this is pretty much a medical kit. Couple things I have in here is some ibuprofen. One thing, because I've done a lot of backpacking, I've been out where I'm, for a couple of months at a time. The one thing that really stinks when you're out in the wild and you do like pull a muscle, hauling that tree, or falling out of a tree, you really want some kind of pain reliever. But anti-inflammatory, as long as you can take it, make sure your doctor says it's okay. But if you can, anti-inflammatories are better because it helps reduce swelling if you do have an injury. They are not good though if you have thin blood or whatever, because they do promote bleeding. So yes.
What if you were allergic to
Like Tylenol, whatever.
Same thing?
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing, but.
I would talk to your doctor and see what they recommend for pain relief over the counter.
Was there anything else that they recommend you know of? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Antidiarrheal.
This is a big thing.
Big, very important.
Yes, Modi made
Yep, just simple little tablets, because if you do run into some bad water, or even if you just pick up a virus when you're out wherever, in the city or whatever, you really want to make sure that you're not getting dehydrated. So this could really save your life.
Yep.
The other thing I do carry, it's a homemade hydration mix. You add this to a quart of water, potable water, and it will rehydrate you. And all it is baking soda, salt, and sugar. but it will rehydrate you. I can send you
We'll put
the recipe
yeah.
on
We'll put
online.
the recipe on Facebook.
But it will keep you rehydrated if you do get sick or if you do run into an issue where hydration is becoming a problem.
I want to tell you also too, Lisa's an author. And what is your name?
VK Lindsay.
VK Lindsay. So if you can get online, check that out. VK Lindsay. She's an author. So she's actually going to start writing for us too on survival, things like that. So you guys are going to get a lot of blogs and things.
One other thing you definitely want to have if you're going to be outdoors for any length of time are some allergy tablets. You never know what you're going to run into in the wild, that things that you never had a clue that you were allergic to. I had a friend, she never knew she was allergic to bees. And we were out on a hike, and she was in her 20s, and she got stung and she started to swell, and I had some Benadryl, thank God, because it was just enough to get her to the hospital and get it taken care of. But yeah, in a real situation, it could have been real ugly, real fast. So
to give you something different too on allergies, I have really bad allergies. Very hay fever, you name it. I did the testing where they did it on your back, and I was a pin cushion. Some of the best stuff I've ever seen used for allergies is bee pollen. You need to get it from a natural grower from your area. I get mine from Xenia, but in the Miami Valley, if you get bee pollen, I'm guaranteed you will take less and less of the Benadryl. It is made, I have no runny nose, no watery eyes, things like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I still do need to take some lighter stuff, but the bee pollen does excellent for you. But you got to make sure with your doctor that you're not allergic to this.
Right.
But it's all natural, but you got to get it from a local grower because every environment's different from every county, state, things like that.
So you just take it? You just take it every day?
I take it a tablespoon a day.
an herb that you may have in your kitchen that is really amazing for allergy type stuff or even for colds, minor colds, is thyme. Thyme. A half a teaspoon of dried thyme to a cup of boiling water, and your symptoms will literally disappear within about 15 minutes.
Wow.
Thyme? For allergies. Yep, it works amazing. So if it's minor hay fever stuff or whatever, just keep some thyme in your medical kit, and believe me, it works, because I have it and I don't have any issues. Go ahead.
One thing, the whole year that I was actually on Zantac.
Yeah.
But I bet she's got a natural remedy she can tell you. I can hear the edge in her voice. Go ahead, tell them.
For acid, barley water is probably your best friend. Barley water is just barley. You just boil some barley in half a cup of barley to a cup of water, add a little bit of honey, and what it does is it reduces inflammation in the GI tract.
Wow.
So not only is it good for the GERD and acid reflux, but it's also really great for other GI complaints like gastroenteritis, colitis, Crohn's disease. It really helps reduce the inflammation in the intestine. It's very easy to digest and high in fiber, so it kind of helps keeps you regular as well.
Wow. So you would take some of every day if you had.
Yep, just have a cup of it. Yeah, just a cup. Depending on how severe the symptoms, you could do a cup to 2 cups a day, and generally it will help immensely. So, sure.
Wow. All right.
So, okay, so moving on. This is anything frilly, but when you're outdoors, sometimes, especially in a survival situation, the little things can be so important.
Yes.
So just having that little bit of comfort, whatever, there's a little pack of salt and a little pack of pepper that I got from McDonald's and a tea bag. And I can't tell, and this, no, but but Nick actually got me these, and
Nick eats at McDonald's.
Actually, no, not really. He just happened to have it.
Sorry, McDonald's.
But it is it's nice to have those tiny little comfort items, and they really don't take up any space, so it would make a big difference in making you feel a little better. So anyway, this is a condensed towelette. So you add water and it opens up into a towel. These are awesome. Look how small that is. Isn't that great? So, and I carry this either for, just for personal hygiene or to clean a wound or whatever.
Yeah, think about it. If you have a wound, it's going to expand. Tell them.
This, I got, it was an 8-pack at the dollar store, at Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree.
Yep.
Do they have them here?
Yeah, they might. You can get them pretty much
Guys,
anywhere.
they've got so much stuff. You'll need to go out in the aisles and look just to get ideas.
Small bottle of hand sanitizer. If you're trapping any kind of wild game, you really want to keep your hands clean before you eat. And even if you're not touching wild animals, if you've been out in the wild or in the city, you don't know what the heck you're touching. So good idea to keep your food, hands clean before you eat anything because you don't want to get sick. And then last but not least is my, for the medical anyways, just the water purification tablets.
And these do go bad.
They do. They only last about a year. So, and check your expiration date when you buy them.
Can you substitute iodine for that instead?
Yes.
You don't want to use iodine because it tastes horrible.
It does, but it does work.
But if you have to use it, yes. Yeah.
Well, it's a multi-purpose thing.
Right. Right. Yeah, you can double use, but yeah, if you may want to use it for a wound, things like that. And you could also double it as it, but man, I tell you what, I've tasted it. Whew.
Yeah, it's
tough.
pretty bad.
It would be an alternative to the iodine because she's allergic to iodine or the
Bleach.
Yep.
Bleach. Yep.
Yeah. But if you get bleach and use a Berkey, it'll take it all out.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So if you can do it that way, or use her charcoal, so you can actually get rid of the bleach taste too. So you've got double there.
Another couple other quick things. I like to keep a little mirror. And it's not for putting makeup on. You can use this for a couple of things. First, you can signal for help. If you get stranded in an area and you got planes flying overhead, you can use this to signal for help. Another thing is if you've got somebody approaching from a distance, it's kind of like your flashlight, you can blind them.
Yep.
So it's a good defense weapon as well.
Good pinpoint.
You can also, if necessary, and I don't believe in the 7 years of bad luck, you can break it and use it to cut things if you absolutely need to. So multiple uses. Cable saw. Should I tell them a story about the car fire?
You can tell them, it's fine.
Do we have time?
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
Okay, it's just all it is.
Yeah, it's a saw.
Okay, and there's a whole story behind why I started carrying this. It's kind of funny, so I'll make it really quick. But basically, it's just a wire. And it's got two little loops at the end. I'm not going to untangle the whole thing, but basically you can use this to saw wood, to cut through things, and to tie things up that are flammable.
Use leverage. Yes.
Those can be kind of flimsy if you get a little too adventurous with them.
Yeah.
And for anybody that's got a piece of chainsaw, you can just punch out one of the pins and keep it. It's heavier and it takes up more space, but it's a little sturdier.
And they also sell them like that too, with the same rings of it.
Yeah.
It's got a chainsaw look to it too, so it's a little aggressive, but this is lighter too.
But this is just for minor stuff.
Yep.
All right, and so
remember, we're only looking 2 days for right now.
Right.
Or you probably can use that as self-defense too.
You could, if you know what you're doing.
That's offense instead of defense, but
personally, I wouldn't. But
yeah. But good idea. That's a normal process.
Yeah, snare wire for setting traps for small animals, absolutely. If it falls down, ladies, don't ever do what I did. I broke down once, my exhaust system fell down, and I thought I was being, Miss Improv Queen, and I took my bra off because I didn't have anything else in the car to use, and I used my bra to tie it up. And as I was driving down the highway, I had a state trooper pull me over and tell me that he ripped me and pulled me out of my car and dragged me behind the cruise, and I'm crying. I'm like, what'd I do? And he's like, ma'am, he said, your car's on fire.
It caught on fire.
The fabric from the bra caught fire because the rest of the stuff was hot. Who knew?
Good story.
So I started carrying one of these just in case my...
I wish that police car would have had a dash cam. That would have won $1 million.
Yeah, right?
$1 million.
Okay, so, all right. Okay. Yeah, the next one. Okay, tampon. And not for feminine hygiene. This is the shape of it, it's a bullet shape. This is great for treating wounds. If you have a very deep wound or whatever, this will actually expand once you insert it into the wound and help stop significant bleeding. It's a great first aid tool.
You can also use it inside of a straw filled with water.
You can to filter water. There's all kinds of stuff you can use it for. So these are these small ones. It's OB, and they come in a little box. They're little bullet-shaped thingies, but they're really cool. They fit in a bag, and they're good to have.
So fellas, when you go through Walmart, make sure you ring them up. Check out aisle 3. Okay.
Just explain to your girlfriend ahead of time?
That's what you were doing. You don't have a second there. Yes.
Okay, 2 other quick things I have in here. Believe it or not, glue sticks that I wrapped in wax paper. These are great for if you get a hole like in your rain gear or whatever. They're waterproof, and all you need is just a match or whatever to melt the end of it and kind of drip it on. For those of you who wear shoes, like he has the boots, but if sometimes the rubber will separate, so these are great for repairing your footwear, as well as a tent or any other gear that you have. So these are good to have, and they stay pretty fresh. Matches with a little striker on the bottom. This is a waterproof container, so they stay dry. And then the only other thing I have in here is one of those little, like it's like a shower curtain hook thingy. But this is great for hooking things onto your gear, or if you get in a pinch.
Gear, you can put it on with it.
What I like to do is if you're, you can use it for all kinds of stuff. Hooking things over a tree branch to maybe hang up whatever food you do catch so that the animals don't get to it.
Yep. Especially
hair tie. And then this is my little knife. This is Susie. I name all my knives. So,
guys, I know we're running late. Let's give Lisa a round of applause. Come on. Sorry, thank you for coming today. This is not going to be, I'm going to take this from you. This is not going to be our last time with her. Lisa is going to be a big part of MVP also. So, she's actually going to teach our canning class, amongst others. I know some of you got to go. If you'd like to come up and see what we have to visually.
A couple of pictures of
Yes, you can. You can take pictures. But we're glad you came. Please, if you did not fill out things like that, you guys are free to go. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll see you at our next location at Living Word. My name is Tim Sanford. I'm with Miami Valley Preparedness Network. We want to thank you for watching on YouTube today. We're actually offering classes the second Sunday of every month, and we're actually from 4 to 5:30. We want to thank you for attending today and hope you enjoy the show. God bless America. Long live the Republic.